Well, there's a letter by the opposition to the Enforcement Directorate. We have exclusively accessed that letter. It has raised some important questions, some key cases that need to be investigated by the Enforcement Directorate. Not to forget that march that was happening from the Parliament to the Enforcement Directorate. There were many questions that were raised about alleged scams or some kind of quid pro quo, certain questions that the government must answer. Pallavi with us on the broadcast. Pallavi, the content of this letter.
So essentially the letter is an almost two-page letter and it's been signed by almost every opposition party. And interestingly, BRS has also signed it, though they were not a part of that march. It's also, of course, also not been signed as expected by the TMC and then NCP. But the crux of the letter is that they are essentially talking about how there's a selective investigation always taking place as far as the ED is concerned. But when it comes to glaring irregularities, according to opposition in this entire Adani case, why is it that there is no investigation taking place in this matter? So what they're planning to do is that they're going to go, a delegation is going to go, a representative delegation is also going to be going and to the ED and going to submit this memorandum. And essentially the point that they're making is that the ED is also being irresponsible. The ED must show its responsibility, should show its spine, and of course order an investigation into this entire Adani matter.
Pallavi, when it comes to agencies like Enforcement Directorate and CBI, they have been in line of fire. All opposition parties, almost all of them across the country have said that the agencies are being misused. Is that also something which finds mention in this letter somewhere?
Yes, it does talk about a selective outrage. It does talk about a selective investigation. The fact that only certain people are always investigated and the ED targets political opponents of this government. Anyone who raises questions of the government are the ones who are actually called by the ED for investigation and questioning. But why is it the same principle is not allowed as far as, say, the Irani issue is concerned? See, in the crux of the letter is also that ED is supposed to be a non-partisan, independent institution. It's supposed to be an investigative agency which is not supposed to make any differences. But why is it also being very selective and a preferential treatment being meted out to some?
The opposition parties seem to be united in this demand. 2 days ago, Pallavi, we spoke about the fact that how there was complete ruckus on the floor of the House. It was the Rahul Gandhi issue then. And I remember you saying that in the run-up to 2024, this battle of political discourse will be fought from both the sides. And this is the build-up of that discourse that we are likely to witness and much more.
Yes, and though I kept on asking this question, that's the fact that the TMC was absent, make it a little difficult because, and let's not forget, they were the largest opposition party, at least in Lok Sabha. She's certainly been one of the most aggressive and one of the faces of trying to cobble up an opposition unity, but she's distanced herself.
Okay.
Just after the Meghalaya election, she said she doesn't want to be a part of any alliance. Today, they were conspicuous by their absence. And the BJP certainly would have a reason to be relieved and smile that what kind of an opposition unity are you talking about?
Absolutely. Thank you, Pallavi, for getting us all the perspective. We'll keep coming back to you for all the fireworks which are happening inside the Parliament and also outside. That story and much more continues here on CNN News 18. It's a wrap on this edition. Thank you for watching. Ridhima joins you on the other side.